Welcome to TV20 News, We Are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslidge. Phase 1 of the Operation We Are CLE initiative began back in April, and it's already produced over 300 arrests here in Cleveland. Mayor Frank Jackson, Chief Calvin Williams, and other local, state, and federal law enforcement officials held a press conference at Thurgood Marshall Recreation Center to give an update and share details on arrests, confiscations, indictments, and more. Chief Williams has a message to the bad guys and reassured the public our safety forces are handling it.
We're on to you and we're going to track you down. And a big part of that tracking folks down was the execution of felony warrants, be it county warrants, some of our federal warrants out there, to get these people off our streets. And this is just phase 1. We're going to continue on that. We're going to keep the pressure on folks, and I know that there have been a lot of things happening lately here in the city of Cleveland, but these guys are on it. These men and women of law enforcement and our other safety partners are on it, and we want the bad guys to know that you're not going to be able to rest.
But it's not just up to the police, as Mayor Jackson stressed in a message to the community.
If we just rely on law enforcement and the agency of law enforcement to solve the problems that we have around crime, particularly violent crimes, then we will not be successful. This has to be an entire community effort. Everything from the business community to the religious community, to education, to all the aspects, all the pillars of our society, to ensure that that we do put those who need to be in jail, that we do arrest those who need to be arrested, but also deal with those underlying causes as to why people engage in criminal activity.
If you have information on a felony crime or a wanted individual, call 911 or file a report at the City of Cleveland's website with the Division of Police at city.cleveland.oh.us. Well, Cleveland's Division of EMS just gained some new graduates. In a ceremony in Cleveland City Council chambers, Mayor Frank Jackson addressed the cadets before swearing them in as EMTs and paramedics.
Public service is an honorable profession, but it's not made for everyone. Everyone cannot do this. But those who do it and do it well have the greatest opportunity to impact the lives of individuals, families, and community. And you have that opportunity.
Safety Chair and Ward 15 Councilman Matt Zone spoke to the graduates, telling them that they are beacons of hope to those in need.
You are the protectors. You will be running into harm's way. You will be running into a house, and people will feel it's a very hopeless situation. And when you come through the door, they're going to see hope, and they're going to see it in each and every one of you, because you will make a difference.
After the class received their certificates and badges, class president Sarah Cohen gave her speech to her class.
Some of us are looking forward to being the senior medic on the truck with 25 years plus experience. Others might end up pursuing additional educational opportunities, move up through the ranks of the department, or eventually work elsewhere in emergency medicine. Since I can't predict the future, I just have one hope for all of us. Regardless of where time and experience lead us, I want all of us to stay engaged and continue to serve with the public good foremost in our minds.
The Cleveland Division of Fire is using new technology to make their job a little easier. Every spring, Cleveland firefighters go out into the community and flush the hydrants.
The Cleveland Fire Department is inspecting hydrants today. Please check your water for rust and allow it to run until it is clear.
Usually, fire companies would keep track of the hydrants flushed using old-fashioned pencil and paper. That is, until now.
We're working in conjunction with the Cleveland Water Department with this iPad, and every company, an engine company, truck company, will have an iPad to capture our hydrants that we flow yearly. So we flow the hydrants for a purpose, and make sure that we have water when we're fighting these fires. The iPad will actually capture that hydrant in real time, actually capture the inspection of the hydrant, if there's any issues and deficiencies, and a turnaround time in a timely fashion to repair those hydrants so that we can provide that water to fight fires in the city of Cleveland.
Alex Marchavius, the commissioner of Cleveland Water, says they have already been using this technology, and it only makes sense to share it with the Division of Fire.
and the flushing that they do on the 18,000 hydrants in the city is now done the same way, is now done with a tablet. Instead of pencil and paper and meticulously writing all this information down in books, they're doing it totally paperless on a tablet, logging the information of the inspecting, noting any problems that may occur with the hydrant, and noting that they completed the flush.
Chief Cavillo says this new technology is a major time and paper saver.
It was tedious and time consuming, but now it's real time. And as this hydrant's getting flushed and any issues, their water department's going to get real time with that work order, and turnaround time will be quicker.
Chief Cavillo says all the fire stations are up and running with this brand new technology. The City of Cleveland's Law Department just got itself a new Chief Assistant Prosecutor. In a ceremony in the Red Room of Cleveland City Hall, Mayor Frank Jackson swore in Carey Howard to the post.
I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of Chief Prosecutor, State of Ohio, during my continuance in said office. Congratulations.
Howard had many people to thank as he addressed his friends and family who attended the ceremony.
I want to thank my wife, Valisa, my daughter, Kayla. We come off of a contentious campaign, and you've been with me through a lot. I want to thank my mom and dad who are here, and my daughter, Kayla, who's going off to college. I'm still going to be around, so here. So, but I'm a man of few words. I want to thank everyone for coming, all my friends in the back, and my very close friends. We've become family over the past year and a half. With that being said, I look forward to the opportunity, and I want to say again, thank you, Mayor.
A piece of history long neglected but not forgotten has officially come down. We sent TV20 reporter Dan Monroe to the demolition and to get some reactions.
With a loud crash, the vacant YMCA in the old Brooklyn neighborhood started to come down.
So we really saw a piece of history coming down. The old YMCA has been here for many, many, many years, and it's been closed for quite a long time. And since the Y abandoned it, it's gone through lots of different ownership. Finally, it was able to get into the hands of the County Land Bank. County Land Bank worked very closely with Cleveland Housing Network, with Edens and others, to put together a project for a $13 million new housing development.
A ceremony was held at the demolition site to reminisce about the old YMCA and to look ahead to what's to come. Council President Kevin Kelly attended the demolition and recalled his time playing basketball at the Y. When it came time to start tearing down the building, the council president made sure that he was part of the action. Council President Kelly said he had fun tearing down a part of the building, and though he's sad to see it go, he knew its time had come.
There comes a time where you need to tear these historic buildings down. This is the time for this building, and the reuse that is happening is going to continue to serve people in the neighborhoods. It's going to bring new construction, it's going to bring new jobs in construction, it's going to bring critical services needed in our community, and it's going to be that great link between the Metro Health campuses and our neighborhoods.
Those that watched the demolition recalled the great memories they had at the YMCA. Longtime resident Nancy Oliver calls the demolition sad, but also serves as a new beginning.
I think it'll bring hope to the community. It's going to beautify the corner for sure to get rid of this stuff. Hopefully the residents that come in are going to benefit mostly from this.
John Fillinger remembers some great basketball games taking place at the Y.
Well, you know, you think back to those times in your youth, you know, where you spend a lot of hours in the gym here playing basketball with friends and family, and it's just, you know, you hate to see something go away like that, but, you know, it was time.
Don't expect the new housing development to go up anytime soon. Councilman Brancatelli told us it will take quite some time to completely remove the old YMCA. At the site of the old Brooklyn YMCA, for TV20, I'm Dan Monroe.
Thanks, Dan. Well, seniors at John Marshall School of Information Technology recently had a lot to celebrate. Here's CMSD reporter Shannon Cantner with more.
Senior year is often filled with lasts, like the last test you take, the last day of school, the last time you'll go to prom. But at John Marshall School of Information Technology, the seniors are celebrating many firsts. They're the first graduating class since John Marshall IT opened in 2015, which means it's their first time being honored at a college signing day event. And for many of the seniors, they are the first to go to college in their families. See the joy and pride of students and their proud supporters as they sign letters of commitment and prepare for their first semester of college in the fall. Rochelle Bradley knew she would make it to this stage, even if others had their doubts.
It's very exciting. I mean, I'm lost for words. A lot of people didn't see me up here, but I managed to be up here.
She actually managed to be the salutatorian of her class. Rochelle never gave up despite a tough childhood. Her mom passed away when she was just 7 years old. She said it was a difficult time for the whole family.
Some people didn't graduate from high school and some people didn't go to college, and I'll actually be the first in our immediate family to attend college. So I'm just appreciated for my support system that I have.
That support system is mostly her older sister and guardian, Camelia, who raised Rochelle since their mother fell ill 14 years ago.
We have been through a lot. I just more so pushed education, how important it was, and we come from a family that it wasn't so strong, but the fact that I worked so hard and installed it in her, and the fact that it's showing, it's just beautiful.
An emotional day for many proud families in the crowd as the top 15 John Marshall IT students signed their letters of commitment on stage alongside college representatives.
I'm just really proud of him. He's did a great job.
She was kind. I'm a first generation college student, so I'm just setting an example for my younger brother to go to college after me.
Setting an example like that, not just for younger siblings, but also for all of their younger classmates.
As the whole ceremony was happening, I looked out at the room and you could see those students kind of starting to picture themselves on stage, just being a part of it. It's not just about the seniors, it's about the culture of, the college-going culture and the culture that this first graduating class has created. So it's just a lot of hard work that our kids put into this. We have a family. We were there when they got the letters and they opened them up and we had the tears, and I just can't express how excited and happy we are for them. Very proud.
All of that hard work paid off. These successful seniors are furthering their education at schools like University of Cincinnati, Kent State, Cleveland State, and several of them Ohio State, including Rochelle, who always dreamed of being a Buckeye.
I just took advantage of every opportunity that I was given, and I worked harder. I picked up extra AP classes than last year just so I can make it this far.
She works so hard day and night because everything she do, she put her all into it. And it's always been her dream. This was the college she was like, I'm going to Ohio State. I don't want to go to no other college. Like, I'm going there. So she made it.
More than 75% of the graduating class at John Marshall IT applied to colleges and universities. The others are looking at vocational and technical education. The principal said she's noticed a trend of more students choosing IT or computer science fields this year and hopes those students might come back to visit John Marshall IT and mentor future generations. For more stories like this, you can visit the CMSD News Bureau website at clevelandmetroschools.org/news. Reporting from the CMSD TV studio, I'm Shannon Kantner.
Thanks, Shannon, and congratulations to all of this year's graduates. Well, as you know, the city of Cleveland has a rich history, and we want to test your knowledge. Our trivia question for this week: what Cleveland-based company created the beloved characters, the Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake? Was it A, Hallmark, B, Mattel, or C, American Greetings? We'll have the answer when we return.
I'm Dominique Dawes, and there's a big advantage parents can give their kids, making sure they get active at least 60 minutes each day. Studies show that physical activity not only helps kids stay healthy, it can enhance important skills like concentration and problem solving, which can improve academic performance. This means physical activity can help your kids in the most important game of all, life.
Welcome back to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. Our trivia question for this week: what Cleveland-based company created the beloved characters, the Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake? Was it A, Hallmark, B, Mattel, or C, American Greetings? The answer is C, American Greetings. The Cleveland-based company was founded in 1906 by Polish immigrant Jacob Saperstein, who began selling cards from his horse-drawn cart. Cuyahoga Community College recently teamed up with the City of Cleveland and other local entities to host a job fair to help veterans and those trying to rebuild their lives. The event, known as Breaking Down Barriers, featured multiple employers looking to hire the right candidate, even though they might have blemishes on their record. Rick DeChant of Tri-C's Veterans Initiative says this hiring fair gives a chance to those who could use it.
The reality is we have a lot of folks in the community who are looking to find employment, including within that group, a large growing group of veterans who have had issues with law enforcement or formerly incarcerated. But there's great skill sets there. And the purpose of this community is to help break down barriers, thus the name of the event, to get those folks ready for employment in the community to meet the growing job needs of employers in Northeast Ohio.
Mayor Frank Jackson stopped by the event and spoke of the different ways the City of Cleveland helps those applying for a job.
One is that we ban the box. You know, how on an application they ask you to check the box if you've been convicted of a crime. Well, we've eliminated that box from our application because we're going to check anyway. And as a result of that, people wind up not having to lie, thinking that if they say that they were not convicted of a crime, that in some way they would be more likely to get a job.
Those who came to the Breaking Down Barriers event were surprised to find more future employers than they thought possible.
Not only do you have employers here who are willing to take that chance, but we have brought in also resource agencies that can help to break down those barriers, whether it's the City of Cleveland Veterans Court, Cuyahoga County Veterans Court, the Veterans Administration, the Legal Aid Society. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for somebody who's had issues with law enforcement or incarceration, really wants to get back in the workforce. This event gives them that opportunity to not only meet with those employers, but find those resources to help break down those barriers.
Heather Peterson of Edwin's Leadership and Restaurant Institute remembers how tough it was for her to find a job after completing her year-and-a-half jail sentence. She was looking for that second chance, and Edwin's was there to help.
I think the biggest barrier was trying to find someone who would believe in me and give me a job that was worth my qualifications. So before I, had gotten in trouble, I had been management. I have been, a lot of things that were on the higher end of a corporate, corporate scale. And it's hard to come back, and explain to someone, that you did a year-and-a-half to 2 years in prison, and then, you are, having to get a job.
Windows on the River was the host site for the Greater Cleveland Food Bank's annual Harvest for Hunger Recognition Breakfast. President and CEO for the food bank, Kristen Warkoza, said they are appreciative of the contributions made, which helped them hit a new record.
We are so grateful to this community who's come together in such an incredibly generous way to support the Harvest for Hunger campaign this year. We live in a wonderful place where people really care about their neighbors, and it's incredible to see that firsthand every year through Harvest for Hunger.
This year's Roy Borgio Award, which is awarded to a school that is working to improve the community, was presented by Cuyahoga County Executive Armand Budish and went to Hilliard Elementary School for their hard work with the campaign.
It was a great year. We set a new record, and we'll make millions and millions of meals possible through this year's Harvest for Hunger campaign.
Harvest for Hunger co-chairs Paul Clark and Karen Dolan announced the record-breaking amount. Over 22 million nutritious meals will be provided thanks to all of the generous contributions. The Harvest for Hunger campaign and the meals that can be supplied through it is imperative leading to the warmer months.
The Harvest for Hunger campaign comes at a critical time because it's right before summer when the need for food skyrockets. Children are out of school, they don't have access to free and reduced price breakfast and lunches, and they're turning up at hunger programs. And so the need for support and the need for volunteers in the summer is very high, and anyone who'd like to help can go to our website at www.clevelandfoodbank.org.
Students at Jane Addams Career Center are used to cooking up delicious meals at Executive Grill, but now they're expanding their service. Here's CMSD reporter Shannon Cantner with more.
It's food truck season in Cleveland, and there's a brand new one hitting the streets this summer, the Executive Grill on the Go, operated by the culinary students here at Jane Addams Business Career Center, serving up a menu filled with delicious versions of your favorite school lunch items. See the students in action and learn more about how this old CMSD bus became a one-of-a-kind, state-of-the-art restaurant on wheels. It used to bring students to class. Now this bus brings culinary class to students.
Can I get a nacho special and some tater tots?
Cooking baked macaroni and cheese, sloppy joes, nachos, and of course,
tater tots were a must.
Plus special takes on grilled cheese and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, served on homemade white bread, not to mention gluten and vegan-friendly options. Just some of the fare you'll find CMSD high school students cooking on the Executive Grill on the Go.
I don't know of any other school district in the nation that is using one of their old school buses as an updated food truck to teach children this industry. I think that's just spectacular.
They're doing all the work. Everything is made by the students.
The culinary students are used to that, working in their restaurant at Jane Addams Business Career Center, the Executive Grill. But the Executive Grill on the Go is a whole new rush.
Can I get some nachos?
We have to learn how to manipulate and work together, not to bump into somebody, and everybody knows their station and their area to work in.
It's not just a mobile kitchen, it's a mobile classroom.
I think of it as a great entrepreneurial experience for the students. They're going to be learning about all the licensing that goes into it, preparing their menu for it as well, and then the sales and understanding what it takes to run the food truck.
The bus gives them that extra added adventure of taking the restaurant on the road.
It's been a long road to go from school bus to food bus.
This is a retired school bus, and it carried school kids for like 18 years.
And a year and a half of construction later, it was transformed into the Executive Grill on the Go. This labor of love was handcrafted by a team from CMSD's Transportation Department, along with Max Hayes High School students, making it a district-wide team effort.
It was an engineering feat to get this all together. We're very proud of what we've created here. We're just happy to see that it's going to be used now. You know, it's a good unit, it's a solid unit, they should get a lot of years out of it.
They've already gotten a lot of successful practice out of it. After a soft opening for several weeks this spring, serving lunch to teachers at Jane Addams and nearby businesses, students used the feedback, adjusted their recipes, and now have lots of very happy customers, including a big crowd at East Professional Center for the grand opening.
It's awesome. Every single item on the menu is delectable.
I think anybody would be happy. They'd be really pleased with what they can get here.
Because you're not just getting a menu unlike any other. By the way, make sure you tried the Elvis. It's the entire experience that makes the Executive Grill on the Go the place to go.
Built by students, for students, ready to roll. What a dream come true.
Everything is served hot, fresh, and in a timely manner. That's what we're trying to do, quicker and better than hopefully any other food truck.
Just seeing these students in action and how well that they want to serve the community, not only are you getting a really good meal, but you're supporting their education and what they're going to learn as young entrepreneurs.
These young entrepreneurs can't wait to officially hit the road to serve the Cleveland community and serve up some friendly competition at Walnut Wednesdays.
This ain't like no other place or no other food bus.
A lot of people say our school is a hidden gem, so for us to be able to say, hey, we're here, we're not that hidden gem anymore, I'm very excited to get this out on the road and get our name out there.
I personally taste tested almost the entire menu and I recommend all of it. You can find the Executive Grill on the go at Walnut Wednesdays throughout the month of June and on some Tuesdays at East Professional Center. You can also follow this food truck's journey on Twitter at Grill on the Go. Reporting from Jane Addams Business Career Center, Shannon Kantner, CMSD TV.
The search for your first job is intimidating enough. Now imagine growing up in an area where it's hard to come by. That's where YOU steps in for youth in Cuyahoga, Lorain, and Lake counties.
I would never have even thought this was a possibility if, I didn't get into the program.
The nonprofit offers programs for high school students and young professionals to find the career that's right for them. Aaron chose phlebotomy, and after a 6-week program is already drawing blood at the Cleveland Clinic's main campus.
When I go in and talk to the patients and, ask them how they're doing or they're not having a bad day and anything that I can do to make them feel better, it just gives you a good feeling.
He says he was already practicing the blood draws on the 3rd day of the program, but whether he realized it or not, he was learning other skills that will take him farther than a clean blood draw ever will.
But the other thing that we're trying to do is just to make sure that when the youth shows up at the job, that they understand the importance of showing up on time, the importance of looking somebody in the eye, the importance of what you wear to work.
Those skills are taught in the first 2 weeks of the training program. Once it's over, YOU works with its area partners to get participants in an internship and eventually into a career. And while phlebotomy wasn't Aaron's first choice...
What did you always want to do when you were growing up?
Oh, the usual NBA star.
He said it makes his mama proud.
My mom was always like, you're going to be a doctor. So.
In Cleveland, Megan Gallagher, Channel 3 News.
Possible U is brought to you by Ohio Means Jobs, the Cleveland Foundation, and WKYC Channel 3 News. For more information on Youth Opportunities Unlimited, visit their website at youthopportunities.org. That's all for your TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Hasledge. Up next, we'll have Christian Patterson with the Inside Sports Report.